In the bank vault, there was a 20-ton door with iron walls. The builders were so confident in it that they didn't even put security alarms because it was called an unbreakable vault. The illusion shattered when you came up with a master plan and kept the security busy for 27 hours. Before discussing why the world's biggest bank robbery is attributed to the Reunion Bank, let's go straight to July 19, 1976. The sun had risen on a Monday, and staff members were arriving at the Société Générale Bank in the city of Neufchâteau, France. This bank was considered the most secure and robust in the world. On that day, as per the plan, the bank staff went to open the vault. It was a heavy door with a complicated lock. They tried the combination, but the door wouldn't budge. This wasn't the first time this door had caused trouble. Its weight of nearly 20 tons often caused it to get stuck. The bank staff thought, as always, it was stuck again. They contacted the company that built the vault. After half an hour, the company's experts arrived at the bank and tried to open the door, but to everyone's surprise, even the company's experts couldn't get it open. They attempted multiple times, but the door remained stubbornly shut. The situation was getting serious as customers were lining up, and the bank's reputation was at stake. After 3 hours, they decided to drill a hole in the world's wall to see what was causing the door to jam. There were no signs of forced entry on the door, and there were no marks on its 4 walls. When they peeked inside the hole drilled with a heavy-duty drill machine, they couldn't believe their eyes. The vault door had been welded shut from the inside. This sight was hard to believe because there was only one way into the vault, and there were no lights inside, nor any windows. Entering the vault was impossible. This realization made everyone feel that something abnormal was going on. They ordered machinery and broke down the vault's wall to enter. This was a time-consuming task because the walls were thicker than usual, and there was iron between them. After many hours of hard work, a hole large enough for a person to enter was made. And when they looked inside, the scene was unbelievable. The bank vault had been emptied. Some servants were broken, some were left open, and the most interesting thing was the spray-painted words on the vault wall. Written in spray paint were these famous words. Now, the bank staff realized that a tunnel had been dug into the vault's floor. Now it was up to the police, who had arrived by then. The loot from the bank vault, including money and gold blocks, had been taken, including 400 of the 4,000 safe. By breaking them, they had escaped through the tunnel they had dug, which led to the city's largest underground sewer line, where the police found plenty of evidence, including tools and 27 gas cylinders used to operate welding torches. Not only that, but ventilation equipment and nearly a kilometer of electrical cable were also found nearby. This heist was worth more than $20 million at the time, which would be equivalent to about $110 million today. This was not only the century's biggest bank heist but also the biggest investigation in France. Well, this news had spread all over the world, causing significant damage to the bank's reputation. But for the French police, it was also a matter of great regret. For the next several months, the police exerted pressure on local residents, interrogated bank staff, but couldn't find any trace of the robbers. Then, after 3 months, in October 1976, the police got a significant lead. A member of the gang had been caught based on a tip from his girlfriend. At first, he refused to admit it, but when the police cleared his mind, he spilled the beans and named the whole gang. It was surprising for the police that this gang was infamous for small-time theft, and yet they had managed to pull off such a big bank heist. It was hard to digest that they were responsible for such a massive bank heist, considering their simple lifestyle. This plan's mastermind was someone else entirely. During the interrogation, the gang members gave the police a name of a person who, according to them, was the mastermind of the robbery. robbery. This person, named Albert in their narrative, was actually a photographer. When the police arrested him, he didn't seem like a criminal at all. He dressed modestly, lived a normal life, and was well respected in the city's outskirts. His elders said that Albert was a straightforward and simple photographer who always minded his own business. But what the police were thinking about Albert was entirely different. He immediately held a press conference in front of the police, claiming that the bank heist's mastermind was none other than him. For the police, this case was almost closed. But this was just the beginning. According to Albert, he had previously rented a locker at the same bank and, under the pretext of photographing everything inside the vault, he had taken photos of all the items. He had installed an alarm clock in his locker, which was set for midnight. When the alarm didn't go off and no security announcement was made, he confirmed that there was no security system in the vault. Then, disguised as an engineer, he went to the city government office. He contacted a gangster and shared the entire plan with him. This gangster assigned his men to the task. It took nearly 2 months to dig the 26-foot tunnel from the nearby sewer line to the bank vault, since this work was being done without machinery, and it was essential to carry out the operation only at night when the bank was empty. During this time, Albert was doing his best to ensure that the sewer line did not go over the road. Then on the nights of Saturday and Sunday, July 18th, they finally entered the vault. For the next 27 hours, they calmly carried out the robbery, during which they even had lunch and dinner. As they left, they wrote those famous words on the vault wall with spray paint. The police presented Albert in court, where he confessed his crime. He revealed the details of the audience and the looted amount in a paper written in code words during the interrogation. He stated that he would only reveal this audience to the judge, and only the judge read the code word. The judge was starting to understand this map when Albert immediately jumped out of the room through the window. This room was on the first floor, and there was a car parked below it. Albert fell on the roof of the car and immediately sat on a bike that was waiting for him and escaped. Despite the police's efforts, he could not be caught. After several years, his interview aired on an Italian TV show, where he claimed that he had been fond of treasures since the age of 12 and had fulfilled this passion. It seemed like he was taunting the French police through this interview. Albert's whereabouts are still unknown. This mystery has not been solved yet. In 1989, Albert was reported dead. His mother said that Albert's dead body was left outside their house. We hope that you will also like and share this video. We are deeply grateful for your love-filled comment. Meet you in the next fantastic video.